So I'm at the UCLA Santa Monica Hospital. I had a little accident at Gold's Gym.
So it was pretty much my last exercise of the day. And I was contemplating either doing cardio or just doing this one last exercise. And I said, well, fuck it. I still have some energy in me, so I'm going to do this one last set. So I've used this machine before in the past. It's a plate-loaded shoulder press machine. And I walked up the machine and I put 45s on each side. That's what I warm up with. And I sat down and I got 2 reps in. And on the second rep, the seat collapsed. It forced me into the split position and I immediately heard like it felt really, like I never want to feel that feeling again. It was really fucking gross. I thought I actually broke my hips. My adrenaline was going and I started freaking out. I don't know how. I walked from the back of the gym, the third room, to the front of the gym. And on my walk, I was talking on the phone with Brad. I immediately called him because he was on the way to the gym. And all I can get out of my mouth was, I fucked myself up. I think I really fucked myself up. I need you to get here quick. And at the time, I didn't want to worry him because I knew he was gonna start driving like a maniac. But I didn't know who else to call. And I almost felt embarrassed that they called the ambulance. I didn't want to cause a scene. And when I got to the front of the gym, I collapsed by the bathroom and the pain got worse and it just started feeling really hot and I started feeling really nauseous. And I look over and Tito is there, and Tito had just had a year ago a hip replacement. So I turned to him and I said, I think I fucked up my hips. And he came over and had me like try to stretch and I couldn't move. I couldn't lift my leg up. That's when it got really scary for me. When I was laying on my back and I couldn't bring my leg up from the pain. So I laid there. Brad got there probably 10 minutes later. And I was surrounded by Martin, one of the outside trainers there. Val, Emily stayed with me for a little bit. And everyone was kind of trying to comfort me and asking me if I needed anything. I didn't want to move because I was just so uncomfortable. The manager on staff came over and checked on me and immediately asked me what machine it was. And all I know is the seat collapsed while I was on it. There was nothing that I did. So finally Brad shows up and Heath Evans had come over earlier to check on me and he said, the minute that Brad gets here, just have someone come get me and I'll help you get up. And as soon as Heath came over to pick me up, Brad, ran outside to bring the car around so it was easier for me to get in the car so I didn't have to like walk any more than I did. Heath picked me up and the minute I got up, they had to, why am I getting emotional right now? They had to grab a trash can because the pain was so bad that I threw up in the trash can. And then I immediately like broke out in sweat. And it felt like, I honestly don't even really remember walking from like the bathroom to the front of the gym because it was like I was kind of in and out of it most of the time. And then finally we get in the car, we get to the ER and they gave me what I'm gonna call what my mom calls it. They gave me happy juice. So they shot me up with this painkiller that the nurse said it was 7 times stronger than morphine. Like, we shouldn't even make this kind of stuff because the minute that she put it in my IV, she's like, you're gonna feel a little flush. And I was like, flush? It felt like I was on a roller coaster. Like it felt like it shot me up and then I just like crashed down. But the minute it went through my veins, I felt like I was like just on a cloud. So the pain obviously went away. And the reason they did that was because they had to move my legs for the x-rays that they had to do. They wanted to make sure that there was no like bones broken. So they had to kind of manipulate my legs and they wanted to make sure I wasn't in pain because I couldn't even lift my leg without wanting to throw up. So they had to give me something really strong. So anyways, x-rays came back, nothing's broken. So next was the MRI. I'm not really claustrophobic, but when they put you in that tube, it gets a little tight in there. So the MRI was about 45 minutes long. And after that, I waited about 3 hours.
And I just got an MRI and I got the results back, and I have partial tears basically in both hip flexors, which apparently they've never seen here.
Rectus femoris, which is your main quad tendon.
Oh, it's my main quad tendon. So I'm just waiting to hear back from the orthopedic surgeon right now, but it's just a partial tear, so they don't think that they're going to have to do surgery. So I'm just really frustrated right now.
And Brad's trying to keep me calm because here I am, 8 weeks out from Muscle Contest Ireland show, and I've stayed relatively lean through my last prep. I took a 7-week off season, but I was still doing double sessions of cardio. I was still sticking to my diet. As you guys know, for me to lean out is super difficult. So for me to stay lean is even that much harder. So, my head, the first place it went to was, fuck, I'm not stepping on stage. There I go again with the fucking tears. And it's not like the end of the world, like there's other fucking shows, but when you have your heart set on one fucking show and you've worked so hard to like stay lean, and as a competitor, you want to be your best, and the gym is our therapy. So it's really hard to go from training twice a day, 3 times a day, and seeing your body at its best to not being able to fucking move your legs. So today is day 3. I'm just leaning on the bed. I am really frustrated because UCLA won't send over my MRIs to any other doctor that's not UCLA related. I have to physically go to one of their imaging and library centers to pick up a CD with a copy of my MRI images. Brad has clients today, and I don't want him to stop taking on clients because we just can't stop working. We obviously have a mortgage, so I need him to work. So I'm probably going to Uber it over to UCLA, get my images, and then Uber it to my aunt's house to take a shower because it's 3 days since I've showered. That sounds really disgusting, but because it's this little tendon that basically lifts your leg up that's partially torn, every time I say that, it makes me sick to my stomach. I can't get it in and out of the shower. No, that sounds stupid, but it just makes me really frustrated that I can't do stupid little things. So anyways, I'm gonna Uber it to my aunt's house to take a shower, and then my mom is going to wash my hair because she's a hairdresser. Maybe she'll dye it and curl it and make me feel pretty. So anyways, day 3. You guys know how happy I am to see this. A stand-up shower where I can actually get into. Even this little step is going to be a pain in the ass, but a lot better than my tub at home. Oh my god, I look fabulous. So I did physical therapy today for an hour. I got my images from UCLA, and then tomorrow I finally got my appointment to go see the surgeon at UCLA to follow up to see if surgery is needed, and I really, really hope that I don't. So I'm going to physical therapy 3 times a week right now, and I have to go back to see my orthopedic surgeon in 2 more weeks once the swelling has gone down to make sure that there's no other damages, just because there's so much fluid in my hips right now from the swelling that she can't rule out surgery just yet. Initially when she spoke to me, she's like, the partial tears usually heal on their own. It's going to take about 12 weeks for you to heal, and then you can start maybe thinking about doing more active stuff. But in the meantime, she can't rule out surgery until the swelling goes down. She has to probably do another MRI to check that, other things haven't gotten out of whack, or things that she couldn't catch on the first MRI because of the swelling. So anyways, I go back in 2 weeks, and then hopefully I'll be cleared to not have surgery. That's the only thing I can get cleared of right now. And people are asking me about, you know, training at Gold's Gym. One of the reasons I haven't gone back to Gold's Gym is just because I wasn't cleared to drive. And the Uber from my house to Gold's Gym is like $35 to $40 one way. So for me to go back to Gold's Gym is going to be really expensive if I'm going, you know, once, even if it's just once a day. So it's one of the reasons I signed up for Coast Fitness. They have an arm bike there. They have one of those like rope machines, and people don't really know me there. So it's nice to kind of go in and not get bombarded with questions, even though I know people mean well. You know, I just want to get in and, you know, get a pump, even if it's, you know, tiny little exercises. For the most part, everyone's been super supportive on social media. Obviously, like, you know, just be careful with exercising. Don't try to push yourself too much. And I think most people who are competitors get it. People who are athletes get it. The gym is where we go to kind of release tension and get our mind off of things. So I think a lot of competitors understand my eagerness to try to get back into the gym. I know what my limits are. I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna, you know, fuck myself up even more. You know, just the other night, Bruce threw up. Last night, he had his food and he inhales his food, and he decided 2 seconds later that he's gonna yak it all up again. So he threw up on the floor, and I'm trying to figure out a way to pick up the puke without, like, you know, messing myself up. So I slowly went down, like I kind of squatted on my knees. And the pain wasn't even in my hips. The pain felt like my knees were gonna pop off. And I was in the squat position, and I literally just fell over from the pain, and I hit my elbow really bad on the handle. And Brad comes home. He's like, I told you not to. Blah, blah. So Brad has been so good to me the last 2 weeks. I should probably get hurt more often. He's been so nice to me. No, but he's really done everything. It's kind of crappy that that's the other part that's really shitty is your significant other has to pick up the slack. I can't pick up dog shit in the backyard. I can Swiffer the house, but I can't mop. And sex life is really interesting when your hips are fucked up. So if there's a company out there with a sex swing that wants to sponsor Brad and I, we would be forever grateful. It could possibly save our marriage right now. So basically that's my life right now, guys. It's 2 weeks after the accident, and I'm finally getting back into the gym. I went to the gym 2 days ago just to sign up and to see what I could physically do. I found out that I can't sit on the narrow benches just because I'm trying to balance myself, and I'm using, like, obviously my hip flexors to balance myself on a bench. So I actually have to turn the long way and sit like that. And I can't really straddle anything. So I'm sure I could figure something out, but I just don't want to even push it. So today we're going to pick up where I left off, training shoulders. So we'll see how it goes. But thank you, everyone, for all of the positive vibes and speedy recovery wishes. It's I've tried to get back to everyone. You guys have been so awesome, responsive, but I only am one person, obviously, and I can only take so many hours out of the day to respond to everyone, but I really do appreciate it. You guys have been fucking awesome. Brad, tell them about our sex life.
She's buying me a sex doll. It's that bad. One of the robotic ones.
I did agree to buy him one of those pocket pussies. I can't even say something to straight face.
A fleshlight.
I said if a company wanted to send us a sex swing, we would take it.
I'd rather have one of those robotic ones. I want some
Okay,
robotic
so
ones.
if there's a company out there with like a full robot that my husband can have while I heal up, we would greatly appreciate it. It's so embarrassing. Sorry, Teresa. That's Brad's mom.
Sorry, Amalia.
I put off doing this for the last 2 weeks. You guys have seen people who have walkers, they put tennis balls on the bottom of them, and it's so that the walker slides better. Mine has the stoppers, like how a walker's supposed to be, and it gets stuck everywhere. So Brad's cutting up my tennis balls now so I can glide better.
Waiting on the gimp.
I was supposed to train her, and then I was going to train after. I found out she was training shoulders, so I'm going to try to get a workout with her, but she can't do much. So I'm going to have to run off on my own, go crazy, and then come back and spot her. There she is. Here she comes.
So I've learned that I can't sit on the narrow part of the bench because it's too much of a balancing act for my hips. So it just feels a lot more comfortable sitting this way.
Try the box.
Yeah, I could.
Maybe you can get more to the side, more
Okay.
lateral.
Pull the box over.
I thought I was gonna train after her, so my meal timing got all fucked up. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna puke all over your back.
I ain't got no money. I ain't got no car to take you on a date. I can't even buy you flowers. Put together, we can be the perfect soulmates. Talk to me, girl.
Don't rotate so much.
Is that a new thing?
Please, you over-rotate. You do severely over-rotate.
I feel like I've always done them that way,
And I've
though.
always yelled at you.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. Too much motion.
Oh, I know what's going on. It's because I always have my headphones on and I never listen to them. Maybe he's been yelling at me this whole time. He hates training with me.
Phil Viz,
Oh.
another prep coach, we were talking about it yesterday. I posted that video of us, our last training video. He's like, you guys need your own reality show. He's like, you ever find that when you drive together to the gym, you fight more? I'm like, yeah. He's like, 100%. Because you're in the mode of getting angry, thinking about your workout. So everything irritates you. So you guys just need a camera following you around all the time.
He must.
Just video tape
He
everything.
must be about the drive to the gym all the time. Then that's really weird.
Because I'm just trying to kill life. I'm just trying to destroy life on a daily. Everything about it.
summer. You can come and meet me, we can fall in love. Take me to the sea, take me to the sun. Just a little secret, no one needs to know. My hidden treasure. You're the only one to cool me down. You're my hidden treasure on the shore. You know you're the best thing that I found. Oh baby, me and you, we're gonna have a little rendezvous. We're gonna keep it a menage a deux. The way you love me gave me deja vu. When I get the feeling, Rio in the summer. You can come and meet me, we can fall in love. Take me to the sea, take me to the sun. Just a little secret, no one needs to know.
He's going to the hammer strength machine. Granted, it wasn't at this gym that I got injured on.
I gotta use it still.
Honestly, the idea of, I know it sounds dumb, but it was the idea of not necessarily getting back on that machine. You know, it is actually the idea of getting back on that machine that legit scares me. And training anything legs. The idea of putting pressure on my legs, like doing a quad extension and flexing my quad completely, or squatting right now terrifies me.
Party till we die. Party till we die.
Floor slippery. At Gold's, I can lock in and push up. I feel like fucking Barney Rubble going. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Welcome to my cardio machine, the arm bike. And this will be my cardio for the next 12 weeks, which sucks because my arms get super tired on this. Like, I feel like my cardio is fine, it's just my arms get so exhausted. I'm doing I would call it like 1 minute hits, 30-second rest. Well, today was my first day back officially into the gym. I really needed him here to like really just hand me my dumbbells, but no, but seriously, I needed him to hand me dumbbells and to almost check my ego too of what I can and cannot do. Sometimes you get your adrenaline going, you think you can do more than you can. I'm being very cautious though, guys, of what I can and cannot do. As you saw, everything was pretty much seated. And yeah, so we're just gonna take it day by day. I might play around with doing some back exercises the next time.
Maybe next week.
Maybe
like Monday.
next week.
Give it like 4 more days to kind of things heal up.
Yeah, I want to see what like my flexibility is for bench work because I want to do some chest, but I can't really straddle anything at the moment, like my husband. So maybe another week or so I'll be able to straddle things. You want to talk?
I'm tired.
He's tired. All right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. See, we're so much nicer to each other.
You missed all the off-camera stuff.
We'll insert it. Don't worry. Bye now.